Welcome to my first vlog ever for Gaze Guru. I'm so excited to be launching this. Thank you ahead of time for watching and supporting me. Whether you have tons of experience and you're doing full eye makeup every single day, or if you haven't really before because you're not necessarily sure on how to do certain things, I wanted to create this blog to focus on eye looks, but for everyone. So I kind of thought for starting out, let's just start with something a little more basic colors, something that can be worn to the office or worn out for drinks on Friday night. Now, when I say basic, that does not mean minimal. And I'll do minimal looks throughout the blog. I'll be posting vlogs every 2 weeks with written blogs once or twice a week depending on the off weeks. So with that, there's a lot of opportunity for some more minimal looks, and I can definitely include those. Even though this look is more basic, by basic I mean the colors. I wanted to start with something simple, not to scare many people away that might be afraid of using bright colors or sparkles. I wanted to ease you into it. So let's get started. What I'm going to be doing today is a really basic brown look that's going to include a cat eye with liquid eyeliner. I'm going to be using a couple different blends from a brand called W7. I actually get this at Marshall's. As you watch my blog and you stay updated, something that you'll notice is I use a lot of different brands, and I'm a believer in not having to spend a shit ton of money for great makeup. Now, do I have some makeup that's more expensive? Yes, but I pick and choose. I don't want to create unrealistic expectations, especially for anyone who is starting out with eye makeup. I don't want you to go and be spending like hundreds of dollars on one specific look. I don't do that. I'm obsessed with makeup, and I choose not to do that. So you'll see that a lot of the brands that I'm using are some brands that you may have never heard of, or you may notice at the drugstore, or you might find at a high-end beauty store. So there's really a good mix, and I'm hoping that's helpful for you guys, so you can kind of find what works best for you and your budget and your look. I am a big fan of wearing liquid eyeliner. It's just something that I prefer, but you can feel free to use whatever eyeliner you're most comfortable with or you feel works best with your eyes. So what I'm actually going to be using today is L'Oreal Paris telescopic eyeliner. It's a liquid eyeliner that I've been using for probably like a year now. The reason why I like this is that the applicator is pretty firm, which makes it easier to draw on. If you're a person that has not practiced with liquid eyeliner before, I think this is a great starter. So what you want to do is actually create an outline and then fill your eyeliner in. So now that I have that first outline done, I'm just going to let it sit and dry. I know it's not perfect right now, but I want to keep what it has and not keep layering it on. Okay, now that it's a little more dry, we can go in and kind of fix any lines that are, a little curvy, fill in any blank spots. It's just better to wait for it to dry before you jump right back into it. Now, perfect. I feel like I have a really good line here. I feel like it's a good length. If you're wondering how long to make your eyeliner, it's really up to you, and I'm sure if you use liquid eyeliner, you know that sometimes we can say, this is what we want, but that's not necessarily how it works out. It might end up a little longer than what we were originally expecting. So it just takes practice, and once you get used to it and you get that perfect, length that you want, it'll just naturally come. Something that I do is I always layer on my eyeliner first, put my eyeshadow on, and then do another layer of eyeliner. I think it just establishes that strong wing there. that keeps it bold. Something that I started doing this year that I hadn't been doing with my eye looks before was illuminating my eye right in this area and kind of a little bit lower than the brow bone, not all the way to the top, but a little lower. By adding light shimmery colors right here, it can really brighten your eyes. It was crazy. I didn't realize how much, how much of a difference that would make. Try to find a light shimmery shadow that's still going to blend with the rest of the shadow you're putting on the eye. To add this illumination to my eyes, I am just going to be using a basic eyeshadow blending brush, really nothing too special about it. Pretty basic. When I am adding, illumination, I'm not too cautious about where it goes because I know that I'm going to be putting darker eyeshadow on, and the lightness is really the least of my worries. It's really easy to wipe up and fix. That's why I like using a brush. You'll see when we jump into the eyeshadow, I actually like using a basic sponge brush. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but for me, when I put my initial shadow on, I just prefer that. I like darker contrast, and I think that sponge brushes give that effect. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm obsessed with Marshalls. So naturally, I get a lot of beauty products there. It's a great place to find beauty products. I was hesitant about even saying this on my blog because I don't want the secret to get out because I'm a little selfish, but it's really a great place to find makeup. So there's this brand that I love to get there. It's called W7. I'm using two of their palettes today. So one is called Beat It, and the other one is Lightly Toasted. They're both kind of a version of neutral. Beat It is a little more shimmery and fun, where this is just more basic, neutral, great for everyday look. So my illuminator that I'm going to use is going to be from the Beat It. I'm going to be using this nice shimmery color right here. It's just a nice neutral that is really going to help illuminate my eyes. When I'm applying this illuminator, I'm just going to take a few swipes and just put it right here, right in the corner of my eye. I'm also going to bring it underneath. And I'm going to bring it a little bit above. And like I said, I know it's kind of tradition to go directly, on the brow bone a little bit higher. I'm going a little bit lower, just more in my natural crease. So for my base color, I'm going to be using Lightly Toasted. I'm going to be using a color, and you can see this is not pretty. This has been used many, many times. I'm going to be using this color right here. It's kind of like a lighter taupe color. It just looks really well with browns. It has the perfect amount of shimmer in it, and I don't find it falling all over my face, which is nice when you are using shimmery eyeshadow because it can tend to do that. Like I said, I like using basic sponge brushes for my eyeshadow. I just feel like when I'm blending, it just makes the contrast stronger. And for me personally, I really like bold contrast with makeup, or really with anything. It might be different for you, so find what works for you. But for me, when I'm applying eyeshadow, I like using the basic sponge brush. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cover my whole eyelid with this color. On both sides. So I pretty much just apply it across the entire eyelid, up and around, maybe a little bit right underneath here, depending on what you like. I like having a full base underneath of color. To contrast this color that's on my eye, I'm going to be using the same collection. I'm just going to be using this darker color right here. It's just a really nice brown color. Once again, it has that shimmer in it. What really helps is to focus on the vision, the final product. I know as I'm putting on makeup, and especially as you're blending eye makeup, as you're putting on eyeliner, it's not going to be perfect at first, but that's okay because that's what those last minute touch-ups are for. So when I'm putting on my contrast color, I'm probably going to do it about halfway through my lid, maybe a little bit less, and then I'm going to blend from there. So as you can see, what I did was I really put that contrast color really 3/4 of the way out, and started that contrast there, brought it a little bit out around my cat eye, and then brought it all the way through my crease. So like I said, I just like getting that base color in there with the sponge, but I am going to blend it to make it look a little more natural, to lose, you know, some of the sharp lines that come with it. And I'm going to kind of just use like a circular motion here to, you know, do some blending. I'm also going to do some blotting. So now that I have everything blended and ready to go, I'm going to go back and I'm going to put on another layer of eyeliner just to keep that strong base. Do whatever works best for you. If you want to wait until the very end to put on the eyeliner base after your eyeshadow is up, do that. For me, I typically like putting a coat on and then a coat on after. I think it just solidifies having that bold base and that bold look. So I'm going to be using a different type of eyeliner to finish off my look. We're almost done, but before we jump into mascara, I wanted to do a nice shimmery copper color underneath here. I thought it could be fun to add to this more neutral look. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna dip my brush in here. I'm gonna make sure it gets saturated. I'm gonna go underneath the eye. For me, I like doing it halfway. I don't like doing a full. I do it sometimes depending on what mood I'm in, but typically I like to do a half under eyeliner look because I think it helps the eyes still maintain that larger look. I think it works best when I'm just doing a blot with the liner underneath because I don't want it to get out of control and get too thick on the bottom with eyeliner. So the blotting just, you know, kind of helps with that. So now that I have both liners on, I have my blended eyeshadow. I'm just going to finish off the look with mascara. When I need to refresh my mascara, I try out new brands. I don't like using the same mascara consistently. I don't know why. It's a weird thing that I have. But right now I'm using Bare Minerals Buxom mascara. This is a little more expensive. I go to, you know, a higher end beauty store to get it. So use what works best for you. Yay! And we did it! Hopefully this tutorial has helped you kind of master a basic neutral eye look. Please subscribe to my channel and I look forward to sharing more videos with you.